was smelling too. I was wondering if anybody else smelled it because it kind of looks like it on paper at the very minimum. And of course, if we're talking about senses, is this going to be a hot one though? I mean, we talk about a 3-mapper, but we don't often talk about the fact that some of these maps are just a wash and they go completely in one team's direction. Are we expecting the firepower to match up today in the server?
Oh, absolutely, 100%. And not only because of the fact that all these players seem to be hitting on all cylinders, but also we heard Rush talk about it. Blame S, he does not want to lose to Peacemaker. Peacemaker used to be his coach back in the heroic days, and there's some Danish rivalry here. There's some brotherly rivalry. I think this is going to be a banger of a match, banger of a series.
And Jacob, with the idea of Peacemaker, what's your thoughts?
Yeah, I mean, it's always fun when you play against an ex-coach. It's always fun when you play against an ex-teammate. So you want to make sure to give it to him and make sure to win. Just looking at the odds that just popped up on the screen as well from Bedray right there, leaning towards Complexity pretty heavily, I'd say. And I'm not sure I agree with that. I think Mad Lions, we gotta give them respect, right? They've been showing consistency for a long period. I know they haven't been playing anything for a month, and what we saw yesterday against Big wasn't necessarily good, but there was a big team who again today showed up, beat Mouse Sports, so I wouldn't necessarily count them out of this one just yet. If I had to put my prediction right here, I'm saying it's a 50-50 game, and both teams can definitely win it out if they're playing well.
I don't exactly think that that's an actual prediction, but we'll go back and check the rules just in case you are right. I want to know kind of where the Twitch chat relies. What? Go on, Jacob.
You can just ask me what my prediction is.
I will in due time. But the people need a voice too, Jacob, and never forget that. What does Twitch chat think? They think Complexity, you're about to stomp all over your Mad Lions. How does that make you feel, Jacob?
That makes me feel good because I think the same thing. I think Complexity is a team that is right now looking super solid, and I think Christine is onto something when she's saying they are a little bit rusty. So Mad Lions, they can make it competitive, but if I had to choose a team right here, I'd say Complexity.
And Christine, obviously, with our hot trot, what are you thinking?
I'm still going to stick with Mad Lions here. Although I was thoroughly disappointed yesterday, this is a championship caliber team, or at least that's what they think, that's what they've said, and that's what I think. So I'm going with Mad Lions. They should impress us here today in this series.
Yeah, and it's going to be COL all the way. Let's just keep it realistic with ourselves. Okay, we're going to go to a break. We come back. We know the maps. We got Mirage first, Vertigo second, and a little bit of Nuke action, a little bit of Nuketown. And again, not Call of Duty. We're talking about Counter-Strike here. So we'll be right back after this with Mad Lions taking on Complexity for the DreamHack Masters Spring 2020.
Sun is setting, girl, it's time for betting. welcome back, and we've got another series about to begin, Hugo. This time, we got the Mad Lions boys in the server. I can't wait to see these guys going toe-to-toe with a couple of Danish brothers on the other side of things, Hugo.
Yeah, exactly, in the form of Complexity, a team that has looked very, very interesting inside of this group. Interesting is usually a negative word. In this case, it's positive, because Complexity, they've been taking scalps, Harry. They've been taking some big wins, and 2-0ing Mousesports yesterday was just the start of the group of Complexity. Big, now sitting 2-0 up in the group as well. Complexity look to join them, and a victory over Mad Lions here would solidify that. But let's find out if that is achievable. T-side Mirage start for Complexity. It's their map pick to begin this series, and they're going to be going towards B as a 5-man unit. Not rushing, just a contact play, blames on the P250, and plenty of util to go for this execute.
Fast play, they're not going to leave us waiting around. Complexity, they do get shut down with the first two that try and gain some leeway into the site. Now Config, in a bit of Dane-on-Dane action here at B, has secured the control of the site and will look to get this bomb planted. However, Bubsky still floating around over here at short, not able to find anything just yet. Will be A-Core putting up the kill next time around, and following up onto Config as well. It's only Blame F left standing. And so this round draws to a close. Complexity, they do get the bomb planted, but that really is about it. Outside of that one frag onto a Cillian, nothing else really goes their way.
Yeah, nice shots from Bubsky, man. He's a real keen gamer, especially on those pistol rounds here for Mad Lions. And a nice little grenade from a Cillian certainly slows them down as Bubsky picks up these kills. Just tapping into the apartments. Nice little retake there to start off the series. And Mirage, man, I'm glad we've got this map here, right? We've done a bit of Nuke, we've done the Dust 2, we've seen Vertigo. Now we have a bit of a change here. So Mirage, very puggy map, very free map for a team like Mad Lions. And even though it's Cole's pick, it's one that Mad Lions are certainly going to be happy to play here. Who knows if that'll be the same moving forward into the second map. I mean, it is Mad Lions' pick, so you can imagine they'd be happy to play it, but it's not been a great map for them. Regardless, Complexity on a force, 3 AKs, and going fast into this A-bomb site. That plant in the previous round has given them the means to an end, but right now they're getting ended by Shush. He's going up the balcony. He's got the 3-piece, almost the 4K onto Config. It will be Blame F to keep this round alive for a minute, but Config now on his own, sees them both. Good shot, but the grenade is flying over, and even though he kills a Cillian, it's a post-death round win. Mad Lions pick it up on the one-on-one.
Yes, and just about getting that conversion on the board. And now sitting pretty at this 2-0 scoreline. Complexity just going to have to run pistols here and now. And so this should be a little freebie handed over to Mad Lions. I don't know about you, Hugo, but I'm very excited to see more of this Mad Lions squad in the server, because obviously they were playing in Flashpoint while we were doing Pro League, so we never really got to see much going on there, and they've certainly been making a bit of a ruckus, a bit of a statement in the Danish CS scene.
Yeah, absolutely. And I mean, it's not just cool to see this team from our perspective, but I mean, as already said, these players on Complexity, they are so ready for this game, right? Blame F, Config, 2 Danes, 2 dastardly Danes as well. They do not want Mad Lions to take this series over them. I've even loaded up a tweet from Config that he sent to Mad Lions yesterday. I'll quote him: "Good luck tomorrow, mad dogs, smiley face. You're going to bed." So strong words from Config here coming into this series. He's got a lot to prove now after that one. And we'll see if the jinx is real. Nice grenade. Util has been great so far for Mad Lions, blowing a lot of Complexity players out of these rounds. And now, the moment we've all been waiting for, Harry, the first buy round of this game. Cole armed and dangerous with the AKs, and a bonus round still being run for the Danes. Oh, it's a fast one. It's a fast mid-take. Nice movement from Bubsky, man. He just jumps up in the window smoke into ladder on the cinder box. Crazy stuff. He even gets seen while doing it, so there is info there for Cole. They should be ready for this position. Flash going out on the catwalk as a molly lands with Complexity, and Bubsky, the bomb is the first point of contact. He has dropped Ovo and the bomb with it. Nice stuff from Bubsky. He's going to be able to escape, but meanwhile the A site's getting taken. Poison comes through Con with a double. Looking back towards Catwalk, Vasilian can't afford to get aggressive here either with two AKs staring right at his face. Bubsky comes in connector, and he does get himself a kill, keeping things equal right now. Vasilian aggresses, it will be to his own demise. Blame is ready, and Conflict certainly was as well on the A side of things, dealing with that kill. Sorry, coming through the B apartments, and the bomb will be ending here as well. So Mad Lions know it. Full rotation coming through, and Shush is here as well.
Yeah, but for Shush and Bubsky, finding much in this 2-on-3 is going to prove to be a bit of a challenge, and they know it. You can already see that Shush has rotated out of there with that M4, and he's going to look to try and keep that in his hand until this round draws to a close. Now, if he does manage to hold on to this, the investment's coming back through for Mad Lions, so they're not backing down just yet. So, pretty important save that he is able to get away with it. And it's looking good for that right now. The only man who maybe brings a bit of danger, a bit of heat into this round is going to be Rush, waiting outside of the T apartments. Now, he's not really picking up too much of a pace here, is Rush. And that's good if you're Shush. Complexity, the rifles come out and they immediately find their first round on the board on the back of one of these B plays.
Yeah, Complexity are certainly one of the more exciting teams to watch, recently that have made their way up to the tier 1 echelon of Counter-Strike. Very aggressive team with a lot of individual capability. And fearless are Complexity, so we're going to see a lot of fast rounds from these guys, and maybe the A site will be met with one of them as well. Quick nades towards the ramp and up middle from Bubsky in the window. Triple A setup if you include Acor on the stair side. He's assisting mid early, but double play towards ramp for Mad Lions in tandem, getting up on the balcony at the right time. Cole don't realise, and nice shot from Shush, but it's only one, traded by Rush. Molly is down, Cole out, they're going to run right past it, and to the death of this T side, everyone is gone, just Blame standing. A nice kill on the first, spray transfer to the second, Blame with a chance, and Bubsky will take it away. Denied on the A site. Mad Lions stack has big effect. And Complexity with no bomb plant. Money gets thrown into question here.
And with us approaching that point, as you say, right, with the money now getting called into question for Complexity, this is running the risk of Mad Lions getting off to a very good start on Complexity's map pick. They've got a hero AK in this round. That's going to find its way on a Blame F shoulders. They've got to run through this Molotov, but it does get extinguished. The nades follow up. And everyone's pretty low as they trickle in towards this B site, but the rotations are just so fast from Mad Lions. Acor still here, still holding the line, and the nade is there to finish it off. Hugo, you said a few rounds ago the utility's been great from this Mad Lions squad, and that is still holding true. Even as Blame F falls out from the apartments, he is meted by a nade, and that leads to his demise. 5-1 right now. Reinvestment back in for Complexity. Get to see the AWP over in the hands of Poison as well.
Oh, the cross. Oh, he misses the jump, unfortunately, this time around. You usually see two players cross there, and they'll usually boost on top of the cinder blocks and then run back. But Bubsky has hit the jump before. He goes for it again. Doesn't work. Not a worry. He can safe rotate to B. He just wanted a fast position up Catwalk, which enables him to take mid fights from that position before he should be there, before Complexity expected to be there. Nice shot from Poison. Patient in that smoke. He thinks he sees something. Acor gives him a jiggle, and that's enough for Poison to pull the trigger. 5-on-4 for Complexity in a round they must win. Now 5-1, they don't want to get swept here on this T side, not on the opener of the series. Flash into mid, Roy's looking to force fights, Config's close though, he's waiting for it, and Mad Lions feeding the beast, Config with 2, he's waiting for the catwalk play as well. Not only is there that, but a man in the window still looking for fights. Bubsky hanging around. He's going to get one, but not the one he wanted. Obo coming from the top side, drops him, repeat off Cat, and Asilian dead as well after just one. Complexity are given the fights that they want to take, and they will take those fights. 2 rounds locked in. Mad Lions, their early streak is drawn to a quick close. Oof, this is a rough economical position to be in for Mad Lions. An AWP is available, but pistols and SMGs around it. It's a chance for Cole to break it back, start to build into this T side. And look at the confidence. Poison's running up Catwalk with the AWP. Rush holds onto Palace, and he gets 2 for it. They just chase him down. They hound him, and he will be waiting for that. Bomb can go wherever the hell it wants now for Complexity, as long as they stay grouped. Mad Lions are split up, 1 per site with another man in the middle. This AWP is on A, and that's where the bomb is going, so the best chance for Mad Lions to win this round with the current setup is exactly what Complexity are giving them. But as I say that, Akor's going to rotate off of CT. He's going to gamble towards the B bomb site. Reconsiders, rightly so, sticks around, but BlameF drops Bubsky on Cat, and Akor, there's no reason to move now. May as well just hold the line as Complexity come through A.
Yeah, let's see if he can hold the line. Akor, first kill found, and actually Asilian has deed down another, and that's enough for Complexity to decide, yeah, well, we've seen both of these players at A. One of them does have this rather large green weapon as well, so maybe we don't go that way.
What is this, their first Counter-Strike game?
He does have that big shooty shoot, and while BlameF going into the B-bomb site, the biggest shooter in the business, he's gone ahead and opened it wide open, cracked it wide open, that's what I meant to say. Akor now 1v3, and just gonna have to save again for this man, trying to hold on to the AWP.
Yeah, definitely, probably one of the hottest talents in this server right now. Definitely, probably, Harry. There's for sure some consideration there. Yeah, Akor looked nuts in Flashpoint, and I am very excited to see him here playing against Complexity, not really being able to put up a fight in this one as Complexity avoid that AWP, but a bomb planted and that force buy round for Mad Lions, well, it's not going to find too much. It will just be this 1 AWP and pistols on an eco round for Mad Lions moving forward. This is not only a bit of a rough one for the CT side, but also a chance for Cole to really build into this game now. Rush has saved the AWP from the body of Poison on ramp, and yeah, Mad Lions can't invest, so Complexity's chance to definitely make this 4 or 5 rounds up. So where do you even put this AWP? How do you set up here? Are you going to run an aggressive round if you're Mad Lions, or just try and rely on being a bodyguard to this AWP and picking it up once Akor dies? He is for sure going to look for fights, and towards the connector he sets his sight, but a quick Molotov denies him the presence, and he's going to push ahead of it. A dangerous decision. He can't fail for this one. He will burn to death if he does, and so if anyone comes, he needs to hit them, but Complexity will not enter middle. They're going to group with 3 towards B, as are Mad Lions on the CT side with this pistol stack. So Akor trying to get some information down lower, might get a kill, but just misses the timing. BlameF falls out of position, and Mad Lions is just wondering, where the hell are Complexity right now?
Yeah, this is such a passive hold. They're really just waiting to see if Mad Lions give anything up. And, you know, on the back of Mad Lions not actually showing their hand here, it might just force Complexity, because they're looking like they want to set up for a B play. That bomb's rotated back through A. They're going to start to flash out into mid now, and the timing just couldn't be worse for Akor. He holds onto the top mid all round, goes to check lower, and the moment he looks away from them both, he gets double peeked from lower and mid. Gets caught trying to leave as well, because he hears that flashbang going on out. Now, Roy doesn't last long. Rush, yep, well, we don't have to talk about that one, do we? Because he did win a major once upon a time, so he's actually allowed 1 freebie onto Oboe.
What happens if he does it again?
I don't want to say, man, but he's probably would be like it. Yeah, I think that is the one. Yeah, here you go. You're bang on.
Yeah, well, a nice round for Cole, considering that was a B stack for Mad Lions with the AWP, having all that info in middle. Cole did a really good job of defeating the threat in that B bomb site, coming in on Catwalk, splitting the site, and yeah, the pistols for Mad Lions, only pistols, not able to get anything done. Now is the big guns, and Shush is up on the balcony. He's had some value from this position before, but falls off as the smokes arrive. He's going to molly ramp. That will stall things out for Complexity. They've got some util of their own, though. That's a triple Molotov going over the top side as well. And fast and furious are Complexity. Shush looking for kills. He's got one. His teammates can't flash him out of his position. He's doubled it, eventually overwhelmed, but that's more enough time that Akor has slipped into the sandwich on the stairwell. He's dropping everyone and everything. Finds the AWP as well at the end, and takes Mad Lions up to 6.
Yeah, these reactions from Mad Lions have been great, right? Like the speed at which they come in on these rotations, the kind of ability to play off of one another, it's all looking real good, and it does lead to a 6th round there on the board. I'm going to keep this going though, because Complexity, they really started to get back into the swing of this matchup.
Oh, solo B setup. Bubsky, he went for that window jump again and he missed it. It means he's late to B once more. It's not a problem, luckily, but it could have been if Complexity rushed. They had 4 in the apartments, and now they're going to start to peel away, send that bomb back towards middle. Still putting pressure on B while the players are here, but they can come out of lower and try and take some mid control later in the round, knowing that at least the cat player on B is going to be gravitating towards the site rather than short. Roy, he's pushed up with mid, but not to good effect. The flash is fantastic for Poison, and Config rids him of the round. Complexity take middle, and even with that Molotov under, it's not a worry. Flame can come in late if he wants, and he doesn't, because B is seeming like a tantalizing option now for Complexity. They're going to group. Bubsky has rotated away from this site towards connector, towards window rather, and it's only a Cillian here with the SMG. Not the gun you want for a lone B player, but what else can you do?
Yeah, Cillian gonna try and give us a silly one as he hides in this smoke with the SMG. Now, using this as the element of surprise, he'll hop on through. Oh, gets the reload off, but he's still alive. They still haven't found him. Needle in a haystack, this is far more deadly. This was a bit of a hello in a needle stack, and well, Blame F finally does deal with a Cillian. A bomb plant now found. Acor and Shush left in the 2-on-3. Acor, he's had to save a lot in these situations, and it might just have to be that case again here. Complexity really doing this B site justice, and it feels like a bit of a shame, right? Because like you think about the impact someone like Acor's been able to have, particularly in these A-side executes. Whenever Complexity have gone for it, it feels like he's there to put up some serious numbers. Whenever they're going B, they're getting the kills so quickly that he doesn't really even have time to play into the round, right? And he doesn't want to hang around, doesn't want to risk giving the AWP away. So not even given a chance to play Counter-Strike in round number 11 here was Acor. 5 now on the board for Complexity. And this is where, we might see them try and do something about this B-bomb side, right? Like, it might not be as simple as just throwing more bodies at the problem, whether it's aggression elsewhere on the map, whether it's, trying to just look for a man advantage elsewhere. Quarter of Rush's kills so far have been on his teammates. That's all right. Not like he has 20 kills. If he had 20 kills,
yeah, that would be a really
bit
bad stat. That would get you banned in matchmaking, Harry. Way before that point. But yeah, I like that play from Cillian, right? He hides in the smokes, he really stalls things out. It's a shame that his teammate on the B site got deleted like that before Cillian even was in the smoke. So, I imagine he calmed it, but, it would be nice to see his teammate stay alive for Cillian to make that contact and burst through the smoke with 2, then his teammate can swing, but yeah, it just doesn't go that way, and so B gets lost, and Complexity keep building into this T side. Another eco for Mad Lions around these 2 rifles, but again, these USPs have been brutal. Nice shot from Blame, very fast in middle, rids the round of the AWP, no longer a factor here in this CT side, neither are any of the guns, because one by one they're getting dropped. Shush on the A site, Cillian tries to pick up that weapon, and Bubsky, who found the early kill with his pistol, is looking to do it again. He might have config, but he swings out and checks below him. Nice stuff. Complexity get rid of that eco with ease. 6-6 now. A competitive start to this game. Mad Lions with money. I don't know if they're going to have the AWP though. I mean, there has been a lot of savings, so in terms of loss bonus, Acor should have a good bit, and yeah, he will be able to buy it up. It's actually going to get dropped over from Cillian, but that's fine as long as it's in play. The one danger is now the B player has no utility, and so Bubsky needs to stay with Cillian, but maybe not, because it's a fast A play instead.
And there's that AWP of Acor springing to life, getting a chance in this round, and all the flashes. Roy can't see anything, but he's still putting up numbers. Poison and Blame F. 2-on-5. They try and pick up the pace into this A bomb site, and that's a decision they might come to regret. Horrible thing about this as well is like the bomb was the second man in, and so it's very, very deep within this site. This isn't even a situation where if you're Complexity, you can try and fight for a bit of control, you can try and get that bomb out of there. No, it's committed to A, and you are committed to A as a result. Mad Lions, they haven't like heftily rotated just yet because they're very much worried about players coming in on a long lurk. And now with utility coming out of the ramp and palace, they do rotate everyone round. And so Blame F here in a 1-on-5, nothing's going to present itself. Roy and Acor, they lock down this A site single-handedly, or I guess double-handedly between the two of them.
One-handedly, because each person has two hands, Harry.
That is true, Hugo. Cannot dispute that. Maybe they work on a one-hand system at the Mad Lions household.
One behind your back.
I don't know what the one-hand system is. Doesn't sound great, and not something I'm probably ever going to talk about again, but let's see. As Complexity, they get out over here in middle, and they've got a smoke in the window, smoke at short side. This is going to give them a nice little avenue down into connector.
Oh, that's a great shot from Poison, considering the flash comes in deep and he flicks towards Asilian. Start for Complexity towards B, and they're just going to bail. What it does is force a rotation. The AWP has already left A, and that's exactly where Col are heading. There is still a double ramp setup, but Config the connector can come in on a massive lurk here to disrupt things. The key is, do Complexity realize that this is a double close ramp setup? Because Config actually can't stop either of these players in their current positions. The one-hand band that is Mad Lions looking to make a bit of a musical appearance down towards the ramp. And, oh dear, the flash misses. Shush gets away with a kill. There's the trade, but that has come at a cost too great. Another shot coming out of Roy, but traded immediately, and Acor's been given time to rotate back towards his site. They don't know it just yet. He's about to surprise, hits a shot onto Rush, won't get the killing blow, and will have to fall off and wait for the flank.
Yeah, but all this time he's bought, all the attention, all the spotlight is on Acor right now, when really they're not ready for Bobski, and he almost tears the round away from them, but they do adjust. They do deal with him on the ramp, and now the boost up on over. Able to deal with Acor back in CT. He's followed up, and now 6 points of health. It's Acor versus Obo. Obo going to get up on top of triple, back in with the CT peak again, but he's tried this once, and Acor was ready for it. Playing around the triple box and trying to use this bomb to his advantage. Obo gonna get away with the frag, and he does best. Acor there in the head-to-head. 7-7. This game is split right down the middle, and with 1 round left to play, Complexity are doing everything they can to move into the second half with that 1 round advantage. And this round was a pretty key one to pick up. You know, Acor, he does still have the AWP, but he doesn't have armor behind it. The rest of the gang have had to take a bit of a hit in terms of the weaponry. Utility isn't great. You've got enough to go around, but it's not full by any means. And you also don't have a defuse kit. And you think about how often these rounds have come down to the retakes. Well, this might force Mad Lions to get aggressive, and that's exactly what they're doing here, and to their demise down in the lower tunnels. Obo with a stellar trade there. They double up, they deal with Blame F, but Obo, he's looking out for his leader.
I mean, how the hell does he kill both players there? Like, one, that's fine, but the transfer, oh no, for Mad Lions, because they are down a man in the last of the half. Shush has cleared the palace, but his running, oh, it's a signal, it's a sign. Rush hears all of it, and the site is mine, he says. Gonna take a quick kill. Bomb's actually out on B. Asilian's in the apartments. This is a mess. A-site's been lost, but Complexity is still fighting for lost ground, and now the AWP fires off, hits Config low. He's trying to escape. Obo has the balcony player trapped, but he falls into the site instead. Asilian now last alive. Acor has been picked up, luckily enough, by Rush, and it's going to be Asilian running the gauntlet. He is dead in a second. He's killed Config, but Rush should have the drop, and he does. That got a little sweaty with the bomb being lost on the A-bomb site, but it will be converted at the end of the half. 8-7, split down the middle. We'll be back in a moment for the second half of Mirage. Don't move a muscle.
Something I need to erase. This your guilt that I know I must face. When I picture your voice, I can hear from the side, not alive. Leak your eyes, but now I can sleep. This your guilt I know I must face. When I'm touching your skin, I can feel I'm dead inside. I'm alive. This is the end of it all. flying away. From the corner of my eyes I can see it's a game. Like a knife and I know that I can hurt you. Like a dream you just keep me away. In this world, in this blood, I know I have you. It's no use, run away.
Wow, boy, what a first half. Complexity and Mad Lions stood going toe-to-toe, and it is as close as they come. 8-7 at the end of the first half of play. You just saw the odds there from one of the wonderful folks over at Betway. And they're looking a little convinced about what Complexity are bringing to the table. Now, Poison staring longingly up into the top of mid, hoping that someone on the other side meets his gaze, and he certainly might. BlameF, a little bit of a decoy there to try and draw them in. He peeks into top mid, gets the info, doesn't hang around. And there's no peek on the back of it. Mad Lion's still just waiting. Now, Asilian is the player waiting behind this little double stack. With Shush and Acor lying in wait, he could try and flash on over to allow for a mid peek, but instead, they're going to look to run the gauntlet. Now, there's a lot of players here for Complexity. Molotov going to head on into the window, and that will deny one of these angles. BlameF decides he wants another go at the top mid play. And Config is going to keep this in the advantage of Complexity. Now, Poison in the window doing even more damage. And just being a nuisance in this round, it's all left on to Bubsky in the blink of an eye. A 1v4 required here from this man, and he does have the bomb on his back. He's got an up through cat. That one Glock shot has given away his position, but he's light on his feet, and his fast footwork have gotten him over towards the B bomb site. Now, Rush was pushing all the way through the apartments, and while this could serve as a way to deal with Bubsky, something he's definitely not going to be ready for, it might allow a bomb plant at a bare minimum here for Mad Lions. And indeed it has. Rush arrives a little bit too late to stop the plant. Bubsky domes the first. Oh, and the follow-up onto Ovo. Now, looking for even more. It falls onto Rush in the 1v1. Bobsky,
No
surely
way.
not. 1v4, and he locks it in. They let him get the bomb down at B, and then he turns on them, and he puts the round on the board for Mad Lions. There is no way that that one should have slipped through the net. There is absolutely no way that he should have got away with this round.
Excellent shots, though. You got to give it to him, right? Not just well played, but he hits every dink he needs to. Bit of a pistol player is Bubsky. He shut them down on the USP round towards B in the first, and now a 1-on-4 in the second has kept Mad Lions in this one. Not just kept them in this one, but pushed them over the line, or at least this round should, right? Complexity, look at the buy. It's 4 HE grenades. They want to blow Mad Lions out of this round. Oh dear, Poison. He's got to fall back. Nades towards middle. Mad Lions holding very passive here. Look at their investment. I mean, it's hardly pretty. SMGs on 4 of them. And with armor on almost everyone on Complexity, at least to the full amount, right? That means these SMGs aren't going to be nearly as effective as Mad Lions hope. That being said, still shouldn't be a threat, you would think. Mad Lions moving up towards ramp. Rush is close. His grenade's not going to have any say in the round here by the looks of things, because he can't pull the pin when they are just this close round the corner. Util going over. He can comp all of this. He knows everything now. And the flash misses as well. They jump. He misses. Asilian with the opening kill. Mad Lions now flooding the bomb site with Molotovs, with smokes, with flashbangs. Complexity can't see a thing. They can't get a fight. Config spams through the smoke. Poison looking above one as well. And he hits a no-scope onto Shush. That's ridiculous. Cole, a player up rather, but with no kit. They've certainly got to be considering this retake.
Yeah, the nades have even rained in and done more damage on top right earlier on in the round as this push was coming through. So every one of these guys on the Mad Lions side is tagged bar Acor. And there's the follow-up tag from Config to drop another.
Oh.
Well, round's over. Wouldn't you know it, Complexity, they've done it with the Deagles, with the Force Spy. They find it all. Those nades, they were great as well, right? They hold on to them. They don't get it out right away. They wait and see for that play to come through. They nade stack the ramp. It brings everyone low. It allows Poison to get that insta-kill with the no-scope on the scout. And then the rest of the gang all just start hitting shots. Like Config digs a man through the smoke. That flick onto Asilian. Every one of these shots is wild.
And you want to know why they're getting away with it? It's because of the SMGs, right? That was not a great second round buy. Mad Lions wanted the utility, but it comes at the cost of having weaponry. And as a result, you know, you just can't win those fights as cleanly as you can with an AK with a couple of bullets. You saw multiple kills in that replay there for Cole where they would get Deegs, they would take a couple of SMG shots, and they AK, then I don't think, you know, those shots would have even missed, or the Deagle would have had time to fire. So yeah, Cole just saved himself with that force whip. Now Poison, oh no, he is just had enough. It was only an eco for Mad Lions, but it won't be too much of a problem for Complexity. Up to 10 now on the CT side. We have the buy for Mad Lions in the second half. First full buy, and all the AKs, which is a good sign.
Oh, and I like what Complexity are doing here. Rush just barrels through the molly at ramp. On the moment they learn that there's any presence from Mad Lions in mid, he takes his MP9, he rushes ramp with it. And now he's going on a huge flank early on in this round. Now, it might not ever materialize into anything. Thanks to that kill from Bubsky over at B, the site's been open wide up. And so we're never really going to get a chance to see what this flank over.
Yeah, I think that is probably the case. Unless Cole get given a free kill here, if someone overextends, Complexity might go for it, but that would require a mistake. They know that they can just win the round by tucking in tight with the crossfires in a 5-on-4. So that they do. Bubsky deep in apps, making sure the back line's covered, and Cole just saving their guns. They get out at least with 2 rifles, but 2 SMGs as well. So exits would be, you know, highly regarded here for Complexity if they can find some. Obo's looking for one of his own, but Bubsky's not pushing the apartment, and they will save in the market. That's a really good call from Mad Lions, because while they know that Cole, you know, are getting away with guns of their own, Mad Lions want to build their economy. They want to keep as many players alive in these early rounds that they're winning, so they can actually have money to fall back on if they do lose a round. So with 5 alive, there's 2,700 in the bank after the buy. Some pocket change for Mad Lions as Complexity still hold a 1-round lead. The AWP has been repurchased for Poison, and let's see what it can do.
Yeah, this mid control looks to be the aim of the game again for Mad Lions. As Smoke,
Careful.
BlameF playing very, very close to the fire. Trying to hide under the nose of Mad Lions. And
Right.
oh, BlameF,
yeah. Oh, it's spreading.
Run! And he does get out. He lives to tell the tale. A little bit burnt, a little bit crispy, but still the man advantage going in favor of Complexity. And amongst all this, though, Asilian has snuck his way up through connector. Little slimy man getting in the back line of Complexity, puts it into a 4-on-4. The bomb is setting up outside of B, and so while Asilian is doing all this in the back lines, causing all this confusion, all this mayhem, oh, and even then he hears a rotation Config over towards A. That was designed to try and bait the peak in, and it does work, but it's left the B site with just 1 player on it, and now if you're Mad Lions, you know the time to go is right here, right now. And this B site does belong to them. A bomb plant to follow, and a 3-on-3 retake required from Complexity.
Aiko fakes the plant, but he needs to get it down soon because they're already starting to surround the site. Blame is coming from under and cleared out the apartments, and no one knows right now for Mad Lions. They're not even considering it. No one's looking as Aiko will finally turn around, but he has got to pivot between that and the market with the Molotov next to him as well. Blame, his barrel's been spotted and his head's been removed. Aiko with a big kill in the post plant. Orp wait for the repeat, and he is gifted that at least. Poison has the info on one of these players, but he doesn't know Roy's on Cat, and deep indeed he finds a kill. It's just Config running for the hills, and Mad Lions, they're going to find 10, equaling up with Complexity here. A competitive game on our hands, Harry. We wanted nothing less here for Group B. Especially after, you know, Mad Lions, they lose yesterday, right? They fall to big, and I think we were a little bit, you know, kind of soured by that one. We wanted a little bit more from Mad Lions after their Flashpoint win, but now put that in perspective, right? Big 2-1 mouse sports as well, so Big are looking like a real powerhouse, and you know, maybe that loss for Mad Lions isn't as shameful. I use that word; it's not a good word, but you know, maybe it doesn't hold as much weight anymore. Either way, Mad Lions building into this game, 10 rounds to their name, and a fast A play with no one here to stop it.
Yeah, Russia's got the information, but that's really all they've got. They know that it's coming, and that's not going to stop it getting up in your face and tearing the A site apart. Oh, Blame F spots the flash getting lined up and does retreat away. He's going to try and line up one of his own, but this might just have to be the save. Config has delivered that one kill, and Blame F has flashed him into CT. They try and pressure Obo, and Obo does get a 1-for-1 trade-off before he gets dealt with. Complexity still really toying with this idea of going for the retake because they've been able to get it close. They've been able to get it into a doable situation, but that smoke will seal the deal. They are just trying to save.
Ooh. Run.
And I tell you what, man, like this whole series is a very interesting one, right? Because Mirage, it makes sense that it's close. Like, you know, we kind of expected that. It's a pretty middle ground map for both of these teams, and it's one that they both elect to play a fair bit. I say middle ground. I meant like it's a middle ground matchup because it's a good map for both of these teams. Sorry, you know, then Vertigo coming in as this second pick from Mad Lions, a map that they are yet to win on, a map that they don't play a hell of a lot. To me, that suggests that they've been putting in some mad homework and they've been really trying to craft something on this map.
That or they're mad lying. I mean, I don't know which, Harry.
They're just calling the bluff of Complexity. Yeah. Like, yeah, we got this. No, man, I always think it's exciting when things like this happen because you just don't know what to expect from Mad Lions. So this first map of Mirage carries that much more weight as a result as well. Acor opening this round up. Man advantage taken for Mad Lions and need to follow to do a bit of damage in return, but it's not really the trade that Complexity were hoping for. They're looking for Shush down in bottom mid, and he's made very quick work of this com player. Now Poison had a chance there, and he will get one, but Shush has kept it in the advantage of Mad Lions. It's only Obo left. There's a lot of players moving into his crosshair now, and he is going to answer with the first two. He's dropped the bomb out in the open. Acor and Shush, they are both in connector. They were trying to come up and wrap into this A site, but the molly that was thrown in from Shush delays them. And this has given Obo a little bit of time. He's re-aggressed all the way through B, set up to try and cover this cat, and they're planting open, but he's missed the shot, and now they know a safe plant in behind default. Obo 1v4, turned 1-on-2, and still in with a chance, but the bomb now working against him.
That molly is going to push Shush out. It'll burn him to death. Obo, he's in a clutch. He's in a 1-on-1. And Acor's giving him the position. He can't get the kill. Acor clutching it out with a rifle. No AWP needed, but he'll save it anyway. Mad Lions up to 12. A round that should have been theirs anyway, but certainly got made closer than it could have, or than it should have been maybe. Obo, really nice try there. Even with the cat flank. If he dropped the bomb from that cat position, oh, that's his round, but yeah, missed shots, and it's going to cost them. Mad Lions now take a 2-round lead, and yeah, like that's the thing, you know, Complexity, they need this map because they're not sitting here in TS going, oh yeah, it's fine guys, don't worry, if we lose this, oh, they've never won Vertigo, we'll be okay, you know, because it's not a comfort map for Complexity. So that's in the back of your mind, you know, you need this game. For Mad Lions, if they have done their homework, if they have done their prep, then that second map could certainly be difficult for Complexity. I don't know. Maybe it won't be. Maybe Kolov worked it as well. Who knows? That's the secret. That's the special sauce, Harry. Anyone could practice. So goes both ways here at the mind games. Mad Lions, they go both ways. B and then A as they leave the apartments back through the spawn. Double AWP up for Complexity in this round. And none of them on the A site either, which is a bit of a shame. Config's on Cat watching apps, and Poison is sitting in the window. It's going to be down to Rush on default to put up a bit of a fight. Blame can flash behind him, and he is lining one up right now. Complexity seem pretty ready for this A execute.
Something that could prove to be pretty key is Blame F over towards Connector, right? Still holding on to this flashbang, still keeping that in his back pocket. And from this position, he can flash rush in for peaks from this default box. That's usually how you see teams try and play around this at the A site. And Rush even holding on to some utility of his own. He's going to dumpster that now. Blame F still holding on to his. Now throws the flash out. And there's the peak from Rush on the back of it, but he's only good for one. This A site now belonging to Mad Lions. A bomb plant to follow. Another retake for Complexity. They do have a kit this time around, and Poison gonna land the no-scope. Oh, up into the apartments or palace now. Raining down even more damage, and Poison looking to be the spearhead, looking to be the driving force in this retake. Oh, both AWPers missed, and Acor given a chance to get away, but not for long. The cleanup crew arrives, and it's Poison and Obo to get the job done. 11 on the board for Complexity. They stopped the Mad Lions that were running amok in that A bomb site.
I love watching Poison on the AWP, man. Bulgarian AWPers in NA teams. I mean, name a more iconic duo. This guy's sick. Cirque showed a lot of success in EG. Poison, he's got a big career in front of him. To think he's in only the early stages as well, right? His debut couple of years at this level, and he's really showing us what he can do. That pistol round clutch from Bubsky was his first 1-on-4 since 2017. That's pretty mad. Yeah, like that's crazy, but interesting nonetheless.
Yeah, tactical pause, and I think justifiably so, right? Because, you know, you're Mad Lions at this point in time, and yeah, you've kind of been running the board in this second half, but Complexity are right behind you, and with each round that has gone by, Complexity, it feels like they've been getting closer and closer to edging one their way, and they finally were able to do that here and now. And think about the amount of times, Hugo, where we've seen these like one-sided second halves looking great for one team, and then all it takes is for the guys that are falling behind to get that one round on the board, that one push in the right direction, and suddenly they can just come alive. And if you're Mad Lions, you want to really have anything but that happen.
Lots of mid-control taken. Double smokes towards top con and window. This is especially good because it pretty much means you can't play catwalk if you're Complexity because of the con players on the T side.
Yeah, something that's a little bit curious to bear in mind is that bomb still all the way back up in T apps. So with everyone down here in mid, one of these players is going to have to go back and get that. And so either this isn't the A commitment and it was never going to be the A commitment out of the gate, or this is accidental, and this feels more like the latter. They will send a Cillian back to go get it. You know, that's kind of put it on the IGL, just, yeah, mate, go get that bomb.
Yeah,
he knows he's got to.
I wonder how much faster they wanted to run the round, right? Like, maybe they wanted to go really, really quickly. The smokes have certainly been stalling, so it's fine. It's not a problem for Mad Lions, but the Complexity are going to start to get curious, and they're going to want answers. Blame, he's got info. He knows they're in con. He has to back up, but there's a player in the window as well. Nowhere is safe for Blame. There is enemies around every corner, and especially in front of you. Shush with the entry. Ramp control has been taken by Cole, but they've lost the CT spawn. It's up to Rush to put up a big round here for Complexity. Otherwise, Mad Lions will just be able to slip in the knife.
Yeah, can't deny the bomb plant, and that was the kind of biggest hope that he provided. Now with the bomb planted, Rush is trapped at ramp. They know he's here. They are watching him. He gets a dink off onto Acor.
His team are just saving.
Yeah, they're not even moving. So they're saying, like, Rush, good luck, man. You know, we've always believed in you. We know you've got it in you. You've got a big brain on your shoulders, big heart, and even bigger talent. But good luck out there.
I want this all.
It's cold on these streets, but you'll be fine. And Rush, he will get out of there in time. He's able to elude the players in the site and escape with his life for now.
Mad Lions weren't too keen on fighting him either, right? They don't want to give him away back into that round. Great entries from Mad Lions, dropping Poison with the AWP and CT as well. He's playing in front of the boxes towards triple, and that's a bit of a problem. Blame gets nothing done from the connector, which is a bit of a rarity to see, so with that happening, yeah, Mad Lions, they're going to take it, and they're going to force a pause from Cole, the first of 4 available in this map for Complexity. Well, maybe this might not be the win for Cole. Maybe that's what you're hinting to, Elliot. Who knows? Maybe. Because Mad Lions are only 3 rounds away from taking this over the line, taking Cole's map pick in the series as well. And of course, moving us to Vertigo where no one knows what's going on. Least of which us. But you shouldn't be surprised by that. The AWP, anyway, back out for Poison versus Acor. We haven't had the head-to-head. Not a lot, at least, but it has been here at the very least. Poison, ooh, he's so blind, but he at least navigates his way back into Connector. There's the head-to-head, and Acor gets ahead of Poison with a man advantage. Mad Lions move into middle.
Yeah, now up through the connector again. Now, once again, this bomb is left back in T-spawn, but it's not been a problem in the past. This time, Config and BlameF putting up numbers, though. They look to make it a problem. Roy does get out through ramp, and he has got himself a bit of a foothold here. With Rush hidden in Sandwich. He is an unknown entity. Roy's got no idea. He'll back up into him. And this leaves it all on Acor. 1-on-3, a 12th round looming for Complexity. Another chance to get this game even closer.
Ooh, ladder.
He's heard it. Flashes out for Rush, and I think you would have seen him there on that peak. It feels like it, but maybe not. He's gone back under. Acor ducked on down, looking for this kill. Will land it, but there's the re-peek from Stairs, and Config is quick with the trade. 3 in that round. And a 12th on the board for Complexity. This game continues to get closer, Hugo. And now with no money in the Mad Lions bank account. We could see this game go 13-all here.
We've had some great rounds in play as well in this series, so hey, give me as many as you want. I'm not going to complain. I've got nowhere else to be, and neither to Complexity. They're going to bleed out this pause from Mad Lions, the 3rd. Hey, I mean, both teams like Mirage, I guess. And that's why this series is so cool, right? Because we have this map that both teams frequent, both teams play, both teams have been really successful on recently. And then you have this map that neither teams play, neither team has had success on, and you don't know what to expect. So, yeah, it sets us up for a 2-0, very likely. For who? I don't know. But momentum holds a lot of weight in the game of Counter-Strike. And Mad Lions are really putting a stop to the momentum of Complexity. A couple of pauses back-to-back here for Mad Lions. Did they use all of them? Like 3 of them in a row? I swear it said 3 out of 4. Maybe I'm crazy. But either way, they've used a couple at bare minimum. And now, with a bit of a low economy round, they're going to look to dig themselves out of this hole. Forced by right back in after Complexity won the previous round. And, oof. Look at what they got to show for it. 1 AK. That's it.
Yeah, you know, this is a very ballsy call to make, really at any point in the game. But at this point in the game, like, this is the ballsiest decision you could have made. They've gone for a full investment. They're trying to dump it all into this B-bomb site, and it's got to come up successfully. It's got to come up in favor of Mad Lions, or else things could go very, very wrong. And already Config and Obo laying down the pain. Obo's getting isolated, getting spammed into the ground, but he's still alive. Obo running for the hills, doesn't quite get away, and Bubsky has brought it down to a 1v2 from a 1-on-3, but the nade has brought it down low. We've seen Bubsky deliver us some stellar clutches at this B site. Now he's looking to do it again. Bomb planted, that's in his favor, but there's the peek in from Rush. The defuse going to come through. A bomb plant for Mad Lions at least gives them a little bit more money, but I don't know, man. They're at what, 2 loss bonus right now? That is not a great place to be. They give up this 13th round. They're going to be partially investing into this one here and now. And so realistically, you know, as long as they kind of invest as you're imagining, this is going to be 14-13 before a full buy comes in for Mad Lions. That's not to say they can't get it done with the pistols. You know, stranger things have happened.
Yeah, for sure. But let's not bank on it here. Especially after a B site rush got shut down in the previous, and now they have even less to do the same. That being said, one man on B alone. Poison's pushed up on Catwalk, and Obo's got to be very, very careful about how he picks his fights here. He's actually going to choose to give up the site mainly, throwing a resmoke in, but it's all too little too late. They've gone for the rush. Obo putting up numbers, getting 2 down. Poison with the AWP on Cat has come back at the right time. Obo's dropped the bomb, and it's all on Acor here with the P250. Does get that dink onto Obo, but past this point, can we really expect anything? Well, another dink perhaps, but still not more than the damage. Poison hits the flick, and Complexity take the lead, 14-13. Those are some cool camera shots from the guys at Complexity. Are we in a movie?
Yeah, that's what it feels like. That was sick. It looked like we were in like a trailer. And I mean like a movie trailer, not like the thing you attach to the back of the car. But really, I'll take either or at this point. Let's keep this show on the road. And Poison looking down into mid with his AWP, not quite able to find a shot through that smoke, and players do get out into mid as a result. Now Poison going to repost himself up in the connector, and he's looking for a player crossing. Once again, these pesky smokes, he's thinking like, man, everywhere I go, they throw one of these things. It's a nightmare. And well, do you want to know why they've done it? Because it's given them a path up through short into the B bomb site. And once again, they deal with the solo defender here. This time, Obo is not able to put up numbers. And so this bomb plant is going to come through for Mad Lions at a very important point in the game for it. A 4-on-5 retake now required from Complexity if they want to deny this 14th round to the Danes.
Bomb has been planted.
There's the plant, but no movement on the mini-map from the blue. Complexity in a sea of thieves is just going to look to save. Want to get away with anything they can. They don't want these rifles ripped out of their hands by the Danes, and Complexity had such a rough call to have to make, especially considering they have so much money as well. But that's the danger of running a solo man on a bomb site, right? Poison's been very mobile on this CT side, which isn't even necessarily a bad thing. It's great to see your AWP be mobile, but it's not like he's been getting all these opening kills and making it worth, because in back-to-back rounds, Mad Lions hit the B site fast, and in this one, they actually turn it around and you know, win it. That's 3 B plays in a row. 2 of them bomb plants, 1 of them a conversion, and 14 found with 5 alive. Mad Lions at least have the money to fall back on to take us to overtime or even a victory here. Complexity, same story. This is actually great, Harry. We rarely get this. We're in a position at 14-14 where both teams can buy up until this game is done, or in overtime. So it's not like we're in the situation of whoever wins this round is anti-ecoing for a victory. OT is a big possibility, and you know, a map win is a big possibility, but you need to win 2 rifle rounds, and that's what we like to see here at DreamHack Masters. Poison with the AWP. He has been taken down, rather. The fast play up middle for Mad Lions once again nets him a kill, and this entire area has been conceded by Complexity.
Oh, Config down here in the lower tunnels. He is really behind enemy lines, and that's going to work in his favor. He's actually cut them down. He's re-secured control of mid. The A site's fallen somewhat in the meantime, but BlameF has kept it up for question here for Complexity. Asilian's got to go back and get this bomb again. That's another time now that it gets left back in spawn. And it's not like, you know, times of old where Asilian's doing this little jog, he's getting the bomb and he's going to go return to all his friends. No, he's now out for revenge. And this is very much a revenge story. Asilian, 1-on-3. Trying to keep the dream alive for Mad Lions. And this is a very tall order indeed, and he's going to head on down towards Connector. Much to his dismay, Complexity, they have stacked 3 players up in jungle and CT. It's not every day you see a CT side holding this position. They're waiting at the cross, and Asilian doesn't check it, does get shut down.
I love that setup because they're just playing for the win. They're just playing for the trade. They say, I don't care how this happens, we're going to make it happen, and we're not going to give any way for this guy to clutch a 1-on-3. Very viable, right? If you split up there as Complexity, if you go 1-1-1, or even 2 per site, and 1 on their own lurking CTA or something, there's a chance you lose that round if your opponent just has a really good play. And so grouping up like that means that even if Complexity lost the first fight, there'd be 2 players to swing out and trade immediately. It's a good way of locking in a 3-on-1. Fast play in middle, denied by Poison. Overtime is on the cards here, but now a man down are Mad Lions. They've got to pick up the pieces of this round. Bomb back in spawn. Acor out of this one. Asilian's picked up the orb from his body. Acor was glass cannon, so at least this one is armored, but Config is armed and dangerous. Pushed towards the top of middle. He finds a player down lower. Does he know Asilian lurks behind the boxes? Config's figured it out, and the grenade, well, that will lock in the round. That might just lock in the map. Asilian wall bang before the explosion hits, and Roy and Bubsky in a 2-on-5 to get us to OT.
Oh, and Roy's been spotted. He struggled to find anything here on this lurk. The flash, not going to help him. Bubsky all alone, and Config looking to solidify it with a 30 bomb. What a way to get it done. Complexity, they will take their map pick. We go the full 30 rounds, but they get it over the line. And I mean, with Config looking like that, with him dropping 30 kills in the server, you can see why he was so confident in his tweets leading up into this series, Hugo.
Yeah, I'd be a little bit scared of Config if I was on the Mad Lions side of things. But one thing that is in their favor is we now go to Vertigo, Harry, a map that, you know, again, we've already talked about. It's not been a good one for Mad Lions, but it's also not one that Complexity frequents. So if Mad Lions have picked it, they've surely got to have something up their sleeve. They've surely got to have some preparation, and hopefully they'll be able to surprise and impress us with it in that follow-up map. So stick around. We've got the desk coming up in a minute, and then the second map of this series. We'll see you soon.
Flashbang's affected. They have got through the smoke wall here, but Chris J, he is the final boss of the bomb site.
Now Spitty and Chris J to keep Mousesports alive. Oh, Chris! He's found 3. It's down to a 2-on-2. Chris, can he close this with an ace? Oh my God!
Can they actually close this out? Boom, Chris.
Fantastic way to start, and no scopes on him himself. Absolutely saving Mousesports.
Hey, it's me, Lily from AT&T. I'm back, working from home, and here to help.
Hey Lily, I'm hearing a lot about 5G. Should I be getting excited?
Depends. Are you going to want faster speeds?
I will.
More reliability?
Oh, also yes.
Better response times?
Definitely.
Are you going to be making sourdough bread?
Oh, is that 5G related?
No, it's just like, why is everyone making sourdough now? But yes, you're going to want 5G.
AT&T is building 5G on America's best network. Visit att.com to learn more.
let the record show that not only have Complexity bested Mirage here over the Mad Lions, Hugo Byron just walked in the room and dabbed. Now, I'm not sure that we can get replay footage of that, but there's plenty of replays to look at here from the side of Mirage. Complexity do pick it up. It was a bit back and forth, though, and of course, to discuss all of this with me will be Pimp and Potter. They are in the house, respectively, and have been here the entire time. Christine, I know you're working some weird hours. You're probably seeing some funky Counter-Strike, but tell me, how funky was Mirage?
You know, I gotta say, I don't think this Mirage was that funky. I actually really appreciated this match. I saw a lot of quality plays coming out of both sides. I gotta do a shout out for Lions. I really appreciated their late game calling towards the end of this Mirage match. I mean, just the conditioning that they were providing and throwing Complexity's way. I love the fact that they hit B on continuous occasions, then changed it up and hit Cat, but
right.
Dude, Config, I mean, those 2 kills in the 29th round when he's just one-tapping Bubsky lower B, then he just outplays A-Core. I mean, he just, all game long on Mirage, Config was showing up and just making it so difficult for Lions to have an answer.
Config ends this map alone 30-13. Now, I don't want to say this is vintage Config because I don't think that makes any sense. I just think that now he's having his potential unleashed and unlocked within this Complexity lineup. Now, of course, if we reflect back just a little bit, this would be a show where at least you two had predictions and they were contradicting each other. Now, can you state for the judge and the jury who your predictions were once more?
Christine, go ahead.
My prediction was for Mad Lions here, and you know, I'm going to stick to my guns. I'm going to stick to my guns.
Of course you are. But Jacob, why should she change over? Why should Complexity be walking away with this series?
Well, you just touched upon it, right? Config, the way he's playing right now, you don't want to call it vintage Config, but I want to call it Config being one of the best players in the world.
That's not a good sign from the sign of Jacob, of course.
Yes, sort of like there's a vibe to him when he plays and practices a lot. Config is one of the most skilled players out there. He's had some mentality issues. He's had some problems, you know, actually getting the hours into the game and getting it all sorted out, you know, how to act as a professional. But when he wants to and when he's focused, there's no doubt that he has the talent to be one of the best players in the world. And that is what he's showing us right now. Can he keep that up on a map like Vertigo? Doubtfully, but still the potential is out there.
Your doubt doesn't bode well for me. It doesn't even feel good when you say it. So perhaps we look at it this way. On Vertigo, Christine, is there a way for Complexity to lose this? Sell me your best Mad Lion. Let's hear what you got, Joe Exotic.
I think Complexity, there's a lot of ways that they're going to lose this, and I'm looking straight at A-Core. I really like how he approaches this Vertigo. He's not scared at all towards that scaffolding on that A ramp. He actually plays it a little bit differently than most operas on the CT side. Most operas lean towards the A ramp, towards the left side. A-Core, he likes to stick to the right, the short A area, and go for aggressive picks. So I'm looking at A-Core. Lions, they absolutely need him to just start finding openings, and the Lions, the rest of the team, they'll fall in line as well.
Well, the Mad Lions are one thing, Complexity's another, but the Mad Lads in the chat would also like to have a word with you, and that'll be using the hashtags, either Mad Lions or hashtag Complexity. I just kind of sprung that one on production. We'll see what happens. Don't even really know if we're going to take a look at that vote, but we are going to go to a break. We're going to come back. We're going to go to Vertigo, and that's going to set us up for what is pretty delivering of a series so far. We'll be right back after this, everybody.
Oh, hi there. Welcome. We've got a game about to go underway, Hugo. The second map in this second best-of-3 series of the day. It's a day for seconds, and I tell you who might go up for a little bit more servings here. It's Complexity, man. They take that first map, they're looking good, and now we move on to Vertigo, the map pick of Mad Lions.
Yeah, I'd love to know what you're expecting for this one. We don't usually do predictions. Actually, I don't like predictions, but I'm going to ask for your prediction, Harry, just for this map at least on its own. Like, you know, with all of the question marks, with the performance of the players in the server that we just saw, how competitive this one is, who's taking Vertigo?
Well, man, you've really picked a map, like, you know, I hate predictions.
Yeah, that's why I did it.
Here's the hardest
possible
to predict match. Yeah, exactly. I mean, that's the thing, right? So we look at Mad Lions on Vertigo, and there's really not a lot to go off. They've played it 3 times, they've lost it 3 times. So not looking great in that sense, but these hang on, Hugo. These 3 times, man, I'm getting grilled. These 3 times, you know, these were a while ago, and we haven't really seen Mad Lions play a lot of Vertigo. Yeah. So in my mind, if they're picking it into this series, they've got to have something up their sleeve. They've got to be putting in this work. And while this pistol round, not exactly screaming success just yet. Let's see if they can turn it around somehow, some way.
Yeah, plant would do. That would be a nice little bit of bonus money. Not really something Cole can stop. They have a kit for the retake, but no nades. Roy's backed up. Bubsky, oh, great position. He's gone above and beyond, dropping Obo on that rotate. Now he can flank this A site. Roy's just trying to stall in the smoke. Flames drops Bubsky on the flank, and Roy now has to fight. He has to get a kill. He's dropped 1, but the trade is imminent, and the kit is on the ground. Complexity will find that retake and the defuse with it. Nice to see them dealing with that back flank of Bubsky. We saw, you know that exact setup be the doom, the defeat of Mousesports earlier on this map against Big. It was Rops trying to flank, and it's not that Rops did anything wrong. It's just that Mousesports couldn't plant for him, and he was constantly left in these awkward 1-on-3s. Rakowski has a bit of impact into that round, but it is short-lived as he's dealt with on the flank. And now Complexity going for, Mad Lions going for the Force and going for the B-Rush with it, at least off the back of Bubsky's Galil. He's looking for kills. Roy on the AK tagged up early. Actually going to walk right out of this one, swap the guns back, make sure Roy's on Galil instead. But even then, yeah, I was going to say, give him a pistol. He is the only player low here, so arm your players with health. Mad Lions still sat below B with a bomb outside of A as well, so really they can go wherever they please. Double B set up for Cole. Rush is pushed down on the ramp, and he's about to meet them on A. Ooh, back to B they go, I guess.
Yeah, one of the problems is with going back to B, right, is that with Rush so deep, it frees up everyone else. Because Rush is here as like an early warning system. Even if he dies immediately, you're going to know that there's bodies going back towards A. And with that not getting spotted, it's afforded a lot more players towards this side of the map. But the flashes are just so good. Everyone is so blind that you wouldn't know this site was stacked for Complexity.
Well,
that's not great. Kind of Roy's fault. Don't want to say it, but it kind of is his fault. And
I don't know. Would you say that?
Josh is just spamming the smoke,
Yeah, like Roy's just walking, mate. Roy doesn't know he's about to walk into bullets.
Yeah,
I wouldn't blame Shush, but I also wouldn't blame the victim. Roy was just walking, man. Roy was minding his own business, and Harry's like, well, he did walk into the bullets.
But, this isn't just like average day life simulator. This is Counter-Strike. Like, you are shooting, you are fighting each other. If someone's already shooting, you know, maybe don't walk into the stream of bullets.
Yeah, this back turn, Harry.
Look,
I'm
man,
calling it a mistake.
It's got to be someone's fault. That's what I've learned.
Oh, dear. Yeah, I mean, great shots regardless.
That's after Roy opens the round up as well.
I mean, come on.
No, yeah, to be fair, that's no one's fault. That's no one's fault.
Yeah.
Watching it on replay, you've got me there, right? You've got me.
You didn't even know he was there, but regardless, that's a great win for Mad Lions. So you put it right, the flashes are the solution. Great execute, you know, full utility smokes, mollies, flashes, all of it land well, but the flashes are the key. It blinds the close player that gets picked up by Roy. It blinds the player at the back of the site. This round isn't live, and Mad Lions are able to do a very good job of taking B. Now, we will be taking a break, or not a long one, just a quick restart, at least of this round, as we wait for the money to get fixed and Match Medic to save our souls. What this does mean is maybe some technical issues on the side of one of these players. So we're going to wait that out, figure out the solution.
See, that's a fact I know nothing about.
Yeah, I never ever played Pokemon in my life, so, you know, I'm with you there. Have you ever played it, Harry?
No.
No, wow. I think we're one of a kind, or two of a kind, I guess. 2 in a million, they call us.
2 in a million.
2 in a million. I feel like a minority having, you know, not played Pokemon, but yeah. Third generation.
This camera shot is so wildly good. Like,
yeah.
It's actually kind of mind-blowing. Like,
it looks like an advert.
It really does. Like. I feel like any minute. Do you love smooth audio? Then, boy, at the top level, do we have the audio for you? Or something like that. I don't know. I don't know. Like, maybe. That was just in focus, so I just picked an item.
Yeah.
But it's kind of wild. I love how nice the facility's looking where these guys are playing. I like the setup, and I like the Complexity are able to give us the look like behind the scenes, even though they're away from home, I guess, in a sense, right?
For sure.
Obviously not being out in NA.
Ooh, a little Tagaroo from Poison. Quick shot from the scout, puts Acor down low. You have Mad Lions armed on this A site. Complexity have forced the issue. Shush, -1 and 1. Not the most standard of scores, but he's going to try and put it back to 0 as he fast plays B. That's where the bomb is going. Mad Lions with a 4-man commitment here, and Cole are already cordoned out the site. I feel like we're going to see a lot of these B plays from Mad Lions. They are already looking like they love these executes, and for good reason. Pushing Cole completely out. No information for Complexity. And what this is going to do is this is going to force Complexity to fight for the bottom B stairs area. If they want to stop these B plays when they're coming, they need the bottom stairs. They need to know when Mad Lions have the bottom stairs because they've given it up. And so therefore you can rotate, you can be prepared, you can play anti-flash, and you can actually put a stop to these B plays. Because in these back-to-back rounds for Mad Lions, quick flashes, Complexity run right back to CT, and they just give up the B-bomb site. And you can't afford to play like that once you hit the rifle rounds. So Complexity, I imagine they're already talking this through, already working out how they want to approach this B-bomb site, because Mad Lions clearly have the answers.
I'm glad that we got to see this replayed. Bobski even celebrated landing that flick by just spamming into the body. So, yeah, he knows it was a nice shot, and that's always good.
Still low money for Cole, right? That's the biggest issue. The force by a miss, the eco follows, and we're relying on just a couple of guns in play, Blame being one of them, pushed down towards the A ramp, but as said, as seen, Mad Lions want nothing to do with A, at least not early. They're going to take mid with them, pushed down towards the A ramp, but as said, as seen, Mad Lions want nothing to do with A, at least not early. They're going to take mid with 3. Cillian and the gang moving up. Shush below B, puts Poison low. He has him trapped as well. They're not letting him get out alive. Bubsky finishes the job, and Mad Lions a quick B split. No one's in middle, no one's watching this, and therefore Mad Lions can just overwhelm the site from construction. Config tries to put a stop to it, but only armed with a USP. That's not the gun for the job. Obo has the timing, has a gap, but he's been re-smoked, and Acor's watching for it, so bomb planted, and 5 life for Mad Lions. Looks like a locked-in round.
In these first few rounds, Mad Lions, they've really set the precedent that they're not here to wait around you. They're not here to sit on their laurels and wait for you to come to them. They're going to hunt down these openers. And yeah, you're kind of bang on. I feel like we could see Complexity. Oh, look at this from Bubsky. Yeah, that's a little overzealous. Goes running through the Molotov to try and get that kill. I am curious to see how Complexity try and remedy this. And Rush, who was trying to save, wasn't actually able to survive. Now, it's not the end of the world. There is still plenty of money here on the Complexity side of things. But I'm really curious as to what the answers are. Because, you know, Hugo, we've seen a lot of Vertigo these past few months. And you know, I feel like already Mad Lions have made a real statement about how they like going for these B plays, and that's normally not the problem you're trying to find solutions to on this map.
It's great, because I've just been waiting for a team that's going to finally do it. This B site is so easy to rush if you have good utility, and so, like, you know, A is obviously a one that everyone falls into, because you know you can win it, like Inferno, right? Just forcing saves if you get the bomb plant at the right time. But Mad Lions are not afraid of taking fights. Config, what a hero play! He even gets the kill off of a Molotov. Asilian burns in Roy's molly because of Config's damage. He jumps around the side and he gets 2 for his work. Bomb dropped. Shush in B, but he's not got the package that is needed to win this round. He's got to go hunting, fighting for it in a 1-on-2.
Yeah, he did have -1 kill to his name up until this round, now sitting on 0. But that's the funny thing about negative. It often attracts the positive here. And Shush trying to put a bit of a positive spin on this round. That bomb is the object of his desire. And he's looking first for the player back in CT, but jiggling on the angle, BlameF will lay down the pain. Something that's pretty impressive is that even though Mad Lions were 3-1 up, now 3-2 up, so still in the lead, but losing it slightly, is that BlameF is still yet to die, 5-0 in this game as it stands right now. He's been very keen at saving. And that's going to... Sorry, I'm just going to say, you know, I want to see how far he can get this kill ticker up before he gets his first death. I really bottled the execution of saying it.
It's fine,
what goes around is around. And Acor over here looking up through the ramp smoke, trying to spot a player going aggressive. Now, a player has already gone aggressive, but BlameF finds himself tucked into this corner at ramp. This frees up a few more players for Complexity, and Config being one of those big boys in question. Oh, no. A lot of damage, but not a kill on either player. He does 170 damage on that peak. And so a nice attempt from Config, but neither kill presenting itself now leaves Mad Lions in a 5-on-4, and they're very much controlling this round right now. Even losing a man early has forced BlameF away from this close position. They don't want to run the risk on it. They also don't want to have 2 players deep at A ramp, because it's going to be a very long rotate to B. And well, that is where the play is looking to end up right now for the Mad Lions crew.
Well, regardless of where the play ends up, look at Bubsky. He's on 1 health. He hasn't moved since he got tagged. He's just sitting in middle. And when Mad Lions commit to a site play, when they take the site, he's going to come in on a lurk, and he's going to try and get a backstab on Complexity. This is a big play from Bubsky, considering how low he is, right? Just means he has to wait. He has to essentially bait for the entire round until Mad Lions get the plant. If they don't get the plant, Bubsky's not going to be able to do anything. And that might be a factor in and of itself. Obo alone deep in B, trying to play the smoke, and he spammed through it. He's done good damage. Bubsky's been picked up at the open middle. This flank, like said, if it comes in early, it doesn't come in at all. It's made quick work of by Cole, and grenades will do the same to Shush. Akor's running for his life with the orb, and luckily there's no one here to stop him behind. It's going to be a 3rd round for Complexity. I like the idea there for Mad Lions, but with Complexity stacked B and with loads of util to hold back these Danes, yeah, they can't get away with it, and Bubsky's mid flank is just being watched for. So nice try from Mad Lions, but ultimately not going to be their round.
Oh, I can't cope with that camera shot. It just feels like too HD for my eyes. I don't feel like I've earned it. And well, speaking of earning things, Hugo, this round it's going to be Complexity trying to earn a pretty penny as they look to take control of the money of this game. Now, something that's been a bit of a problem for Mad Lions is that with ending in these B plays, they haven't really been pressuring the ramp, and so it's allowed. They finally try and give this ramp control a go. It's very back and forth, but ultimately, Complexity get out ahead. They trade it favorably. They keep themselves in the 4-on-3. And Mad Lions, it's back to the drawing board now. They're still grouped up down here on the lower side, but they're going to go up through the ladder room and try and get out into mid. Now, Config has been locking this area down. Even when he hasn't been getting kills, he's been doing damage. But in this round, there's none of that.
And look how fast they play off the back of that kill. They're just going to try and split B fast. There is a player from Elevator watching, though, and they don't molly it off. They don't smoke it off, sorry, they just molly. And, well, you can look through mollies. Obo shuts it down on the B-bomb site, and Complexity find another round. Nice spray from Obo, but it is the info that's given by the player in Elevator who's able, I think it was Blame, able to put up a kill and just, you know, spam the backline of Mad Lions there. Good setup towards A. I think Cole finally had the read, right? Setting up 3 to fight early, knowing eventually Mad Lions would go back into what is always successful, which is those A takes, but it is denied. And now Mad Lions have to look elsewhere. 4-3, a full eco, just Glocks and a couple of Deegs here.
Yeah, Poison taking his AWP over here towards ramp, but he's got Blame F alongside him. They're posted up, ready to take these fights on the long angle, and they are going to have a bunch of players greeting their crosshair, maybe more than they bargained for, but Blame F, my goodness, lays down the pain and then just gets out of there. That's not what you're allowed to do, Blame F, man. He just goes in, causes chaos, a complete bloodbath, and then just runs away, keeping his flawless game. Aiming that nade. And yeah, the rest is just a formality. Bubsky, can he find anything before he goes down? That's the big question, and it might be a pretty small answer.
Yes?
No, that's what I'm imagining. But Bubsky, you know, he's surprised us before. Not in this round, however. Blame F, 10-0, if I'm not mistaken.
Wow.
Yeah, so he's having a great game. And this is what I was going to say. You know, so Ramp right now is really feeling like the winning formula for Complexity. They've been taking this control with Poison alongside Blame F, pushing down whenever there's no contact immediately, and just holding when there is utility coming through for Mad Lions. And this has been great because in the rounds that Mad Lions do try and play for a ramp, Complexity aren't overextending. They're waiting till they get that first bit of contact and then playing off the back of it. And in the rounds that Mad Lions have tried to go B, well, they push down the ramp and they rotate players early as a result. It really is winning Complexity, this CT side right now.
Yeah.
And the scary thing is that Mad Lions haven't even spotted the aggressive ramp plays.
Oh, it looked close, Harry. It certainly looked
that
close.
was almost on.
Not happening, though. That being said, nice setup in middle early. Cole get 2 kills, but they hang around, and that's the big issue. If they bail after those 2 kills and set up safer, set up to watch construction and CT, they can, you know, have a very good setup, but they hang around and they try and fight again. They try and reface with flashes, and that just gives Mad Lions a way back in. Like, Complexity are confident, that's great, but you don't want the confidence to cost you rounds. This could and should have been a 5-on-3. Instead, it's around where Mad Lions certainly have a say in the game, but Rush might take it all away on this flank. The bomb's been dropped, and that AWP just runs away. Rush doesn't give away his position because he wants more. He wants both, and he'll take them all. 6 rounds for Complexity. Nice little flank from Rush there. He holds his own. He waits, and he shuts them both down. I love this double setup in mid as well. It feels like wherever... some kind of like cheesy little towards A, there's 3, but that's pretty standard. But right there, they make the read, they predict mid, and they boost Blame F up for it, baiting them in with the AWP. In this round, it's a low economy one for Mad Lions, and the 0% win rate on Vertigo is getting drawn into the forefront of my mind. Even though we are early days, gonna need a few more T-sided rounds for Cole, for Mad Lions, and Cole don't want to let that happen. Big spray down. Blame finally dies. 14-1. Oh, it looked like he could have kept it going, Harry, but he will be put to rest, leaving Bubsky on his own once again in a clutch. Hasn't got a weapon. Let's bait this shot, but not going to get anything finished off with a CZ75. It's a 7th round for Cole.
And hey, I mean, if you're looking for good news, right? Blame doesn't have to go to the gym today because he's already done his heavy lifting. Right now, 14-1. This is stellar from this man. That's an interesting one. Config has more kills with his AK-47 than Shush does in his whole career. But I think if anything, you know, that just shows how for some of these guys on Mad Lions. You know, they haven't been around as long as some of these household names, and yet still, look at the dent they've been able to make. Look at the progress this squad has made.
Players like Roy and Shush, man, like these are real newcomers to the scene at this level, at least, right? Like, you know, a lot of these guys coming from Tricked in the past, as many Danish players have, often under the guise of 100. But this ain't no heroic, this is Mad Lions. They got Peacemaker at the helm as well. 7-3 up, though. Complexity with this double orb, they are a real nuisance. Flashed up for Rush, he's going to go aggressive. Does he realize they're on his side? Blame will cover him. Good grenades back for Mad Lions, but if Complexity realize they can just bail now, fall out, give the ramp away, you've got that kill, and you don't need to force more. Akor's running into a Molotov. That looked pretty clear. He thinks he's safe in the edge of the smoke, but I can assure you it's not that easy. A tip with Molotovs is to always stay on the safe side, because those things can be very, very annoying. Poison, another man who can be very, very annoying. With this orb up on the A site, we have a quad setup here for Complexity, including Config and CT, who can rotate very fast. There's no flank, it's just Mad Lions committing.
Yeah, Blame F holding the line. Only good for one, though. And actually, Akor's put up another. This has suddenly fallen into a 3-on-2. You blinked, you missed it. The bomb plant now found for Mad Lions. The nade not quite able to deny it. Brings Shush down even lower, but not the kill. And this here is now a bit of a stalemate. Complexity are waiting to see if a kill is given over, and it's not going to be. But that nade will find the damage onto Akor, leaving it in a 2-on-2. Now Complexity is spurred on. Bobski on the wide peak, does catch Oboe. And Config now left in this 1v2, looking for the ramp kill, but the no-scope doesn't connect.
Very Config-esque.
Yeah.
Very
4 rounds on the board for Mad Lions. And they are able to crunch into that A site. When you think about the HP that these guys are on, when you think about the situation they were in, 3 players out from ramp, walking into a quad setup, the fact that they get the bomb down and then they win it out in a pretty convincing fashion is certainly impressive.
Yeah, I don't even really know what happened there in terms of crossfires. It looked all under control for Cole after Blame gets that kill. Rush is close in the corner, he gets overwhelmed, and yeah, Mad Lions just entry into the site really, really well. Looked like Cole could have got more out of that one, and they're going to go back to A, taking some control with this smoke as well. Not throwing the deep one, just with a bit of a closer affair. Play Method's going to back up eventually. If Mad Lions want the A site, they can move their way up, and actually there is a deep smoke. So I imagine the close one was thrown by Mad Lions, but there are lineups that Complexity can throw very easily that land in that same position from the site. Doesn't really matter anyway. No one's playing the smokes for Mad Lions. They are just cowering back at the bottom of ramp, waiting for their time to strike, and that time is approaching. Where's Bubsky in all of this? Looks like he's in middle. Yeah, top ladder right now. So again, setting up for this lurk play. Of course, it will rely on the issue that was the issue for Mousesports earlier, getting an open bomb plant if you want Bubsky to be able to stop a defuse behind the boxes, but that's all for later. Mad Lions need the kills before they can get a plant, and Rush, they know where he is. He smoked off the Molotov. He has escaped, though. How is that allowed to happen? Mad Lions, that's a bit of a worry. They're setting up a util in the meantime, but they allow Complexity to fall back into the site. Looking like a retake round, perhaps.
Yeah, Poison's just delaying any ramp play with that molly going down now, and that's going to force this whole A play to come through in the final 20 seconds of the round. Poison up here, boosted up, trying to look through the gap, and he's just seen the orb get onto sandbags. Poison looking for another. Smoke's obscuring the vision, allowing Mad Lions to maneuver into these post plants back in the site, but the man advantage residing with Complexity. Interesting thing to note is that Config is still holding on to middle, waiting for a mid-wrap that is never going to arrive. So eventually he's got to move. The rest of the gang have got to pick up the pace, because half the time is ticked off this bomb. And Config only just beginning the rotation round now. There's so little time left. How on earth are Complexity going to get this one done? They are finding kills. They are going back and forth. It's all on to Shush, but someone's got to get on the bomb. And Shush spraying. Oh, he's got them off the defuse. And that's it. The round falls apart. Complexity, they don't close it out. Blame F does survive, but that one is a bit of a head scratcher all round.
Poison had it. He had the, I don't know if he had a kit. I need to see that round again. There was so much going on, but he had the defuse. It looked like a lock-in, and then he gets off after getting spammed. His teammate gets back on the bomb, and then Shush just kills them both because they're both low. They're both on top of the bomb. They're both in the site. good night. Shush wins a clutch, but yeah, I mean, Complexity, they were very much expecting a mid flank. So was I for a longest time, but Bubsky went back down the ladder and regrouped with his team, holding the flank for a while. So there was no mid flank, and that was what Complexity were waiting for. If they got it, they were going to speed up the site execute and the retake, but without it, they lose the round to the time and to Shush, who double opens the B-bomb site here. Mad Lions go back to what worked wonderfully at the start of this map. And, well, unsurprisingly, it works wonderfully. Bubsky mows down 2 in middle, Poison on the flank, but this is a 1-on-4, and it's just not meant to be. Acor denies it, and Mad Lions get up to 6. This can be a good T-half after all. Complexity are buying here. They lose this round, and Mad Lions probably win it out 8-7. If Complexity win, then they have a chance to win the half. Well, they will win the half, obviously, but yeah, this is Mad Lions warming into the game, starting to come alive near the end. What is their game plan here? A has not been good to them. B has, but isn't that a little bit obvious? Maybe, maybe not. We'll see where the heads of Mad Lions are at. Right now, there's a solo B player again in a very, very difficult position. Obo can get wallbanged, he can get grenaded, and he will certainly get checked. Config's actually dead early. Bubsky in middle, getting that frag, and here's the boost up. Shush looking down. Does Obo realize?
Ooh, he certainly does. There's not really a way to be discreet about that one, but immediately swinging out and does get traded by Roy. In the meantime, Bubsky's coming on this mid lurk and is already deep within the site. He has secured a bomb plant here.
Question mark. Complexity just give away so much room to Mad Lions in this round. They were so focused on A that a mid lurk is able to beat them to B. Like, that should not be happening, especially after Obo dies in B and Cole should be rotating anyway. Now they're rotating out because they know this round's lost and they'd rather have the money and the chance to find 8 at the end of the half. Saving these guns will allow that, but it won't, lock it in by any means. Mad Lions on a tear in this T side, and a 7th round with 4 alive as well.
Yeah, I would kind of love to see Complexity, before this half draws to a close, to heading into round 15, go back to having Poison peeking down ramp with the AWP, Blame F running the gauntlet to get into that short cubby, or just playing aggressive at ramp. And then, free up the other 2 players to assist mid and B. I do think, right, like with the elevator adjustment to this map, or not the elevator, sorry, the construction adjustment and how mids change, right, it does make this like kind of 2-man play over at A and then like a double mid stack a lot more viable. And it feels like, having 2 players over in mid gives you that much more assistance at the B site should you need it. In this round, we do get Poison going back in with the ramp pick, and there's no one else here to help him out, but his presence has been enough. It's turned Mad Lions away from A, and they don't even attempt to sell the fake any further than this. And now they'll hit the B side of the map. There are 2 players in mid for Complexity. They're both available to come over on rotation very, very quickly. And so there is quite the presence here for this CT side. Obo still hidden at the back of the bomb site, and he'll swing on out now. They don't adjust in time, but Asilian with a quick flick now leaves this in a 2-on-2. Make that a 1v2 as Acor is the only man remaining, AWP in hand, and he tries to swing into it, but he gets shut down. Complexity narrowly winning out this first half, 8-7. Similar scoreline to that of Mirage. You're going to have to stick around to see how Vertigo pans out after a quick break. Well, our trip to the zoo is certainly feeling good right now. We've seen some mad lions, and there's no one on Complexity with any animal names, so there's always that as well. But yeah, Hugo, this has been a pretty great game thus far, 8-7. Let's see Complexity. Are they going to wish they let Sleeping Mad Lions lie? They walk on up through the ramp. Oboe, Poison, and Config all putting on a bit of a show for us as they secure this A site. Shush, now in the 1v3. A full belt of utility, but no armor. Given a chance there at a kill, but not going to find it. And these Glocks feel terrifying up against an armorless USP. Dink. Oop, there's a response. Shush does get rid of one. He shouldn't have much more luck than this, right? Like, it's a nice shot there, but BlameF is holding the cross. No armor, no defuse kit, nothing really going his way. And so Complexity, they will find the pistol. They go up 9-7.
BlameF is 21-3. How has he got 3 deaths, Harry? We're 16 rounds deep into the game, and it was equal at the halftime. They lost 7 rounds. He's died 3 times. That doesn't make sense. That doesn't compute. What? Okay, cool. Keep it up, Blame. Proud of you. 9 rounds for Complexity. They're going to take the pistol moving forward. That's both pistols in the map for Cole, but they got forced in the first half. Will that happen again? Right now, not looking likely. It's a bit of a mess inside of these smokes. Lots of damage done, and the grenade will finish the job. Basilian low, A-Core tagged, and Complexity, they could just bail out of A as well. They know the Mad Lions might stack off the back of seeing the bomb, and, well, Mad Lions, they've stacked off the back of seeing the bomb. 3 players here. Sorry, I'm stealing your trick, Harry. I just love it. And, ooh, a little double sandbag.
BlameF is like the constant reminder to everyone that we could probably be doing more with our lives. Is like, you know, he's hench, he frags, he's intelligent, he leads, he does it all. And that's continuing here. He's above a 7 KD right now, 130 ADR.
Yeah, I mean, you know, Blame is the embodiment of that copy pasta. I think it's hilarious you guys are talking smack about Blame. You wouldn't say this to a LAN. He's jacked. Not only that, but he wears the freshest Complexity jerseys, eats at the chillest restaurants, and hangs out with the hottest dudes. Y'all are pathetic.
Wow, man, you remember all that one?
Yeah, off the top of my head.
Off the top of your head? Let's see, A-Core. He's trying to take heads off, and that's not really how it pans out for him, is it? This A site gets completely melted under the heel of Complexity, and they'll reach double digits, 10-7. They get that conversion on the board, and that was the force buy. We're back in the advert now.
In a world where Oboe is stuck out in Denmark, we've got to get him through the server.
I don't know where I'm going with that one. But yeah, no, that's, again, shout out, coolest camera shot ever, I think.
Ever, period.
History of
never going to get topped. James Cameron, eat your heart out, because we've got it here.
Well, Cole, they have an anti-eco ahead of them. Mad Lions are going to stack B with 4, but they will peel away off the back of no rush for Cole. Expecting maybe just a faster anti-eco. But Cole, they're a little more meta in this map, Harry. They like that A site. It's a good effect. Up by 3 right now, looking to make that 4. Now, there is a 5-man setup here. Could certainly get dicey. It could get spicy, but Complexity, you'd like to think, won't let this one drop. Plenty of util as well to go for a smoke execute. And Blame's going to get all the info anyway. Deeg is out. He's been dinked down, and the short player, the boost player rather, could kill him stuck on short. Luckily, he's tucked in the wall, and his team will come in to kill all the remaining CTs. It's not going to be too much of an issue. On left, and there it is. 5 alive for Cole. That's a nice confident round. They may as well upgrade the Mac 10s. Like, you know, tempting to run bonus round. You know, having these guns forces Mad Lions to buy head armor on a lot of their players. But, you know, you have the lead, you have the money. I wouldn't even be surprised if Cole upgrade, but they're not going to. They're feeling it. And yeah, I mean, Blame's 23-3. I'm not going to question a thing he does.
Yeah, I know. That's the part.
He's in-game leading as well.
Yeah, I know. Yeah,
what?
It's
okay.
mind-blowing. It really is.
Muscling his way.
Look at him go, right? And he's just unperturbed by anything that's getting thrown his way.
Ooh.
Okay. Oh, goodness.
Oh,
well,
dear.
that doesn't go well for Astillion. Gets whittled down. And it's a significant advantage here. A-Core is trapped. Like, this has gone from him trying to make a play to now just trying to stay alive. And, well, he will nail one, but there's the trade. Blame F, trade king, maybe, getting up through short side. And now making this A play look like a reality here for Complexity. Bubsky still in the sight. Shush back in CT. But Rush, cheeky little devil. That's disgusting. They wait for Bubsky to move in. And Complexity 12-7, continuing to just stride ahead in this second half.
And this is the thing for Mad Lions, right? Like, they picked into this map. It's one they've lost 3 times out of 3 times they played it. So we were saying they've got to have some tricks up their sleeve. They did. Their T side was good, man. They put up a lot of BXQs. They showed us some nice rounds. But now, this is probably why they don't play the map, the CT side. Dealing with the same problems that you deal to other players. I mean, it's so hard to find rounds on the CT side on this map if you're playing against a good team. And Complexity, they're pretty damn good. Mid-stack is here. Rush is going to realize it the hard way, but the bullets will be a little harder on the bodies of Mad Lions. And Config, he will fill them with bullets. The AWP here as well. Ooh, getting dicey, getting dropped are the guns. Blame is going to be here to make sure no weapons will be retrieved by Acor. And Bubsky is backed off with 7 points of health. This is looking like 30.
I know about the folks watching at home, but whenever I see Blame F, I just feel safe. I don't know why, but it's like he's... hang on a minute. Maybe that feeling of safety is not so guaranteed. I mean, Blame's still alive, so like... moment of deep breath, right? Because Mr. Blame coming in through mid. We don't like to play the Blame game, but here he is anyway, coming on this wrap round, and he should have it dead to rights. So once again, it's the soothing presence of Blame F that had that round solidified. Poison came in on a wrap. Complexity take a 13.
If he had cologne, I would wear it. Eau de Blame, something like that.
Yeah, man. I mean, what would it smell like?
Musk, like
Elon.
No, just musk. You can figure that one out yourself. 13-7, Cole. They are 3 rounds away from doing it. This has been an empty CT side for Mad Lions. And to be fair, they've had 1 buy round. This is their second. And, well, they've got to make the most of it because Cole nades up A early. And, this is actually a really good idea. Even though Mad Lions throw that deep smoke, they don't peek it, right? They think ramp has enemies on it, so they want to play safe. Cole throw the grenade, and Mad Lions go, they're coming in, let's just wait. No, Cole instantly turn around after throwing utility and rush the B-bomb site. There's only 1 man here, and it's Shush stuck in the site, spamming, gets away with the kill. It's Bubsky who steals it, and Shush who mops up the rest. 2 more to follow. The AWP dropped as well by Bubsky, and Blame, buddy, you've been good, but how good can you really be?
Yeah, this is it. This is the test, right? Blame F, the weight of the world on his shoulders, and man, the world never saw it coming. Look at those shoulders. Let's go. Blame F opens up into CT. And Mad Lions now grouping up around this bomb. Lions, they are pack animals. Backing up and looking to protect this bomb. It's Blame F right now, feeling all the pride. 1v4 on his plate. And he's looking for anything they'll give him. Going on this very lengthy rotate all the way through T-spawn. If he does this, it would be an ace 1v5 to drop 30 and solidify a 10-0 KD. So,
moment of truth.
Yeah, let's see. I mean,
I think
we're still putting a lot on him.
Yeah.
Even Mad Lions are thinking, let's just give it to him. He's Danish as well. It's good for the country, but he goes around the corner and Shush is primed and ready to go. That was a stellar hold from Shush at the B-bomb site, right? Like, that was unreal. He holds it down, he puts up 3. Should have been 4, but Bubsky obviously took a couple for himself. That's the rotators tax for you.
Maybe Obo needs to watch that round back because, man, the amount of times that he got deserted on B by his team, just left on his own, just deal with the B rushes, Obo, you'll be fine. And he couldn't really do a lot in a lot of those rounds. So yeah, Shush, big hold from him and Bubsky, putting up 2 apiece, and Shush even with a 3. Through the smoke, that's the AWP as well. Acor is really risking this entire round on a heroic play. He's looking for kills. No one's watching, but Poison is scoped. Everyone else had their back turned or had nades in their hands. That had to be a kill from Poison. It was. Sends Complexity up towards A. They still haven't dealt with this full stack though. Player on short in the form of Vasilian and Poison. Oh dear, there's something in the water and it doesn't taste good.
Oh dear, it's all falling apart. Mad Lions, they might have to save their 2-on-5. This is an unwinnable round and they know it. They're backing out because holding on to these 2 weapons now is paramount. That is what this entire round has boiled down to. If they get out of it with the AK and the M4, they've got rifles up against 14. If these two players go down, well, suddenly, Acor and Shush, these guys have got nothing in this follow-up round. So this is a pretty important save here for Mad Lions. And while Complexity know that, I don't think we're going to see them in a rush to go hunting. They don't really have a lot of money either. Poison, you're such a little cheeky demon. Watch it. How far does it go? Poison, let's go back in. It's still full. It's there we go. It's
wow, on the grave.
Go on, Poison, chase it. Pick it up before you hit the ground. That would be the coolest ending to this round. But sadly, he doesn't give it a go. Can't believe it.
Wow. What a loser. Great round from Poison.
Man, no, this was wild. Like, so many of those shots are through smokes, and that's the great thing about a guy like Poison. Like, he can just take a round off of his own back and just find the kills needed to get you into it. And, you know, he puts up those first two. The rest of the squad, they're not dilly-dallying around. They run up through ramp. They help him out. They get in the face of Mad Lions.
Immortal technique. Yeah, great. Like that. 0.18 deaths around. That's just obscene, really. Blame F trying to set a record here in the side of Complexity. At least in this series, they are about to 2-0. This is Mad Lions map pick. Cole won Mirage in a 30-round affair. And, well, this one, it's not nearly as competitive. 5 in a row, rather, for Complexity in this half until Mad Lions get their first. It was quickly responded, and now Mad Lions back up against the wall, back up against 14. They've got to do something. Acor has the orb, all the weaponry available, but Complexity, they've not even tried middle in this T side, and they're going to go fast. Acor's pushed back. He has no idea.
What a chance to take a shot there. Now, they are very quick on the back of it. A few shots out from Acor, but none of them landing to great effect. And now Elevator taken. They move into CT and they isolate Acor from the rest of the team. I love this, man. Divide and conquer, as the saying goes. And that has been the essence of this B-side from Complexity in this round. Now it's them getting divided. It's them having their attention split between too many angles at once here at A. And so they will try and group back up. But Obo swinging on out. 3 kills in this round. Roy is going to spot a man at ramp.
No!
Not able to deal with Playmat the first time around. And he really is just as much of a tank in the server as he is out of the server. He soaks those bullets up, but they finally deal with him. Is that going to be enough? Yeah, 1v3, exactly, Hugo. At what cost? Because this is still going to be match and series point going the way of Complexity if this round falls in their favor. Obo and Shush were back-to-back and not exactly brethren in the approach, but Rush gets the trade. And so now match series point for Complexity. 5 kills is all that separates them from getting this one over the line.
Yeah, and the fact of the matter is Mad Lions have had 1 round in this entire CT side. After an 8-7 half, it's not like they didn't have the room for rifle rounds. They've had plenty, and Complexity have shut them out on every single one. This has been a masterclass from Cole on this map. I want to see more vertigo from these boys moving forward. And, well, they might just move forward with a 2-0 victory and 2-0 in the group. Just 1 round away from that very factor. Be them and Big at the top side, the tippity top side. And that's going to be a hell of a competitive game, right? Cole, Big. I mean, after both these teams beat Mouse Sports, both these teams beat Mad Lions, by the looks of things, then Big and Cole as the 2-0 group matchup. Exciting stuff. Let's see if Cole can get us there, and how quickly can they do that. Shush with the orb, 1 of 2 in this round. Acor has been really quiet, and we haven't seen a whole lot of AWP action from him. 6 kills in the server, Roy on 7. That's not what you want. Maybe Shush, maybe this could be the guy to make it happen. That's a big kill. Dropping Obo down at B. It was a man holding the flank. Kola setting up for an A execute. And Mad Lions have a big setup here. They have 3 players here inside of the site. That molly's going to burn out Roy. He has to be careful. Luckily, he has a crossfire. He has a teammate next to him. Roy goes above, and he knocks down 2. The bomb dropped. Roy with a deagle next to him. It will finish off the 3rd. Blame is alone. Already found the first kill. Another 1-on-5 for Blame, perhaps.
Yeah, another, being a tenuous use of the word. It's another attempt, but let's see if this time he's able to get it over the line. There's an AWP back in CT, and that should have him dead to rights, and indeed it does. Flame's not able to walk that one off. So a 9th on the board for Mad Lions. They find that round. The double AWPs are maintained, and a reinvestment going to come through from either side. This hold from Roy single-handedly is the thing that leads to success in this round. It even, leads to a man getting lost in the smoke. I think it was Config, just trapped behind the sandbags, and suddenly, the cage that he found Roy in becomes a prison of Config's own making. So a fast play up through the ramp, but Blame F getting stuck there. That's the downside to being so wide, is that they do struggle to get through those narrow gaps. Acor trading and Asilian keeping this in the advantage of Mad Lions, but a stellar flick from Poison. And still a chance now. Back into the 3-on-3 we go.
These are just the Lions unleashed right now. They know they're a round away from defeat, and they feel no fear. They feel no worry, no consequence of their actions as they constantly take fights towards A, and maybe that's the undoing. Maybe that's the problem in and of itself. They get a couple of kills, but just like that sort of complexity, pulling it back into a man advantage. A 3-on-2. Shush with the AWP, falling out of middle. Asilian here, still here on the site. Mad Lions, they know it's going to be A. They just don't want to make it clear they're both here to Complexity, who are probably expecting that, but are still watching the backline for potential flanks as well. They want that confirmation. And the fact that Cole have gone silent here means Mad Lions have to consider other options. They have to look at middle. Now the smokes begin to land. Now the T's arrive, and it's very clear where this bomb is going. Mad Lions going to look to try and stop this bomb partner. They can through the smoke, but it is going to go down. Poison gets a full stick, and Mad Lions is just going to walk through the left side of it, try and climb on top of the boxes perhaps. Asilian goes up, and Config walks right below. Asilian's dropped. It's all on Shush. He can't do a thing. You think. Quick shot through the smoke, but nothing more. It's Complexity with 3 from Poison and another victory on the board. 2-0 in this series, on top of the group alongside Big R Cole. They really, really worked out today, and they look good in the server, Harry. That Vertigo game,
Yeah, man, Blame F just delivering in spades, and the rest of the gang there around him, right? And obviously we moved into that map, and it was a bit of an unknown entity for Mad Lions. We didn't really know what to expect. And truthfully, I think we kind of... Right, whenever you see these map picks come in, when it is a map that you've only ever had losses on, one that you don't play a lot, it is a big risk to take, and ultimately it doesn't pan out for Mad Lions here. I hope it's not the end of them trying to play Vertigo. I hope we see them keep revisiting this map and keep bringing the heat. But for Complexity, this was a great look today, especially with Mirage feeling so close, so down to the wire. They move into Vertigo and they come in swinging. I love that series. I love both the series that we got to see today, Hugo. It's been stellar. That's all from Hugo and I, but the analyst desk is still here, and there's still a whole best of 3 yet to come, so don't you go anywhere.
Hey, it's me, Lily from AT&T. I'm back, working from home, and here to help.
Hey Lily, I'm hearing a lot about 5G. Should I be getting excited?
Depends. Are you going to want faster speeds?
I will.
More reliability?
Oh, also yes.
Better response times?
Definitely.
Are you going to be making sourdough bread?
Oh, is that 5G related?
No, it's just like, why is everyone making sourdough now? But yes, you're going to want 5G.
AT&T is building 5G on America's best network. Visit att.com to learn more.